fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Show here, and now. Whenever we last left off with this series, quite a bit of things have happened. I'm going to go over it briefly so you guys don't have to try and run through everything else. Hasashi murdered Inko. Inko, she turned out to come from a family of mutants. Deku, he met with his grandfather John, his uncle, Alex, and he's even met his cousin. Along with that, he's discovered the, mutant settlement he's currently in. And how, apparently, his powers, they aren't freakish or weird in nature. It's just a part of how or what he is. However, they don't really understand how his powers create a separate personality called the Hulk. Now, with that being said, quite a bit of things have been going on with him. At the age of 11 years old, Deku discovered all of this, the Hulk manifesting to protect one of his best friends, the female Bakugo Katsuki. Now, while all this did happen, it was quite a bit much. The Scarlet Witch in the last part helped to calm Deku down. However, it did appear that she may have caused a split between the Hulk and his anger, or really just calming the Hulk down. Now, with that being said, you do actually have Deku currently. It has been 3 years, and in this amount of time, quite a bit of things have happened. Actually, let's say it's been 5 actually, so Deku would be 16. Now, in this amount of time, quite a bit of things have happened for him. He has been trying to gain a bit of a grip on the Hulk, but at the same time he's also going through many more difficulties with it. In this 5 years, he has somewhat been able to become more outgoing, and somewhat relax a bit more. Anger is still something that he is very much prone to, that he has issues with. However, people, they don't really try to anger him. They are aware of his violent outbursts when they do happen. And many of them can be avoided thanks to one simple little thing. Avoiding the mention of his father. Or really just trying to piss him off in general. Now, we do currently have Deku, who within this small settlement outside of a large city, he is actually just sitting down by a tree. And he's actually reading a science textbook as he's trying to go over everything. Okay, so let's see. This is how you do that. This is how you do that. Okay, so this is how you... Oh, okay. I didn't really know that. Now, you do actually, however, one of his friends do come walking up. Scarlet, the girl he met in the last part. Her actually walking around the tree and bending down, asking if he's, still reading. Scarlet, you scared me. Sorry, did I really? Yeah. I didn't expect you. Just... Oh, man. Did I really scare you that much? Yeah, you did. Now, Deku, he is somewhat happy she's here. She's one of the only few people who can calm down the Hulk without violence. And really, putting some faith in her does go a long way for him. He can only really do that with his close family. But even then, really, he doesn't really like to say it vocally. If Wanda knows that he really does put so much faith into stop the Hulk, if he ever does rampage, it might be a bit too stressful for her. Deku, he does know the significance of the faith he's placing in her. However, at the same time, he also is worried. His family, they've tried to train the Hulk for years. And really, in the past 5, it has not worked out too well. There have been instances where the Hulk has emerged. However, he's been quickly stopped. Now, you do actually have Deku, he does get to stand up, asking Wanda if her brother's still out of town. Hmm? Yeah, he is. He's going on a supply run. And so far, I haven't really heard anything back from that. Really? You don't think he'll be out for too long? Not really, no. He should be getting back soon. With that and my sister Polaris. She's out too, but I don't remember where she's really at. Isn't she allowed to roam free? Kinda. Her powers, they're similar to my dad's. But as long as they're not too much problems, or she's not too much problems, then yeah, she can. Now, Deku, he is very jealous. He does want to go outside and leave this place. However, he does know exactly why he can't. Just down the road, in probably every single direction, military personnel, they are here. And they have stopped him from leaving before. Whenever John and Alex, they've tried leaving many times, he wanted to go along with them. However, whenever Deku was stopped at the checkpoint, they immediately pointed out that he can't go anywhere. He has to stay. Deku, he was confused. And whenever the men did start to rile Deku up, and Deku caused an incident, they quickly tried to turn it around on him, saying that this is exactly why. If Deku can't be around people or handle his anger well, he will not be able to leave. Now, granted it was the men's fault. However, no one's really going to believe the kid who houses, or at least is well, the monster that is in the body of a kid. Now, it does still annoy Deku. He really wants to go try to find his friend. There aren't really even phones here, and even then they have landlines. Crap. What was Mitsuki's number again? Even then, will I really even be able to contact them? Does she even really remember me? I hope I didn't scare her off with that instant. Those kids, they deserved it though. I did put some of them in the hospital, but still. They hurt her. They would have killed her, wouldn't they? Now, that thought does actually get Deku somewhat riled up, as there actually is whenever one of the veins in his face does start to glow green. And Scarlet, after at least looking at Deku, after she did turn away earlier, she has actually asked Deku if he's going to be okay. Deku looking towards her, as one of the veins connecting to his eye, they are actually turning green. And Deku's eye itself is actually starting to glow a bit brighter. Huh? Yeah, I'm fine. Why? You're green. What? Deku going to bring his hand up, and feeling the, vein on his face. Sorry. I'm, you okay? Yeah, I'm trying to be. It's just, I'm getting sick of it. I've read every book I could here. I've read every story, every science book, every English book. Everything I can. I'm just... I want to be here. Izuku, I understand that. But still, you could go to one of the other locations. But I'd have to be put into heavy restraints, heavy security details, and transported with what? A bank vault, basically? I'll pass. Besides, I can get there in just a few, hours with a car? Instead of going through a 3-week process? Yeah, I know. But, Scarlet, I understand your concern. But please, don't try to say but. Fine, okay. Anyways, do you know what we're going to be doing tonight for dinner? Not exactly. I heard Mr. Logan's supposed to be barbecuing. And I heard that Kirk might be here too. Kirk? Isn't he that guy that teleports? Yeah, he can. I don't really know how the whole thing works though. Apparently he can go from settlement to settlement. Hang on. Now, Scarlet, she does actually watch Deku's face light up. As, oh no. Izuku, I think I know what you're thinking about, but don't. Why not? He can teleport, right? So I can go anywhere. I just have to ask. He could drop me off in the city. I can get away from a few hours. I can just go out, right? Izuku, I don't think that's a good idea. Even then, Kirk can get in trouble. He's only able to do that because he looks normal. Even then, his tail does still look weird, but what you're asking, what you're saying, Kirk can teleport to different countries, yeah. But you're saying you want him to teleport from the settlement to a city, not to another settlement. What you're asking for, it's practically. I know. I get what I'm asking for, but still. I just. I just want to get out of here. 10 minutes, 5 minutes, maximum. Okay? I don't care if it gets me in trouble. I'm already getting a bit antsy. Now, Scarlet can tell that Deku, he does mean well. He does seem to be bothered by the fact of staying here, but really, she can't blame him. All Deku ever really does is read and stay at his home. And he does at least try to help other people out with basic things. He's helped out, what was her name? Mystique with cooking? He's helped out Logan with certain things, with electrical and even mechanical problems, and he does seem to be quite good at that. Logan has talked about how the boy is good with using his hands, and even then he's kind of proud of him. Now, Scarlet she knows exactly how much Deku has done here, and she kind of does want to turn a blind eye to this, but if he gets in trouble, he can get her in trouble, since she would have been there to hear about this but not say anything about it, so basically she would be seen as involved. Now, with that being said, you do actually have everybody they do gather later on. And Deku, he actually is having a bit of a good time. They don't really got a lot going on here. They do have a large building here that does store the food, and a lot of other stuff is there too. Right now, they're just playing music and basically having a cookout outside. As everybody, they can all really be seen as a giant family. And you do actually have Deku, who whenever Kirk does pop in with his smoke, he does get to set a few things down, before at least trying to talk to the person who is cooking. And you do actually have where Logan, he is kind of annoyed, asking the kid what took him so long. Kirk going to hold up a simple bottle of whiskey, talking about how he had to find this thing. Now, he's holding up this tail as it is extended out to Logan. Logan going to snatch it out of his tail and actually going to look down at the ear, telling the kid that this is well worth the wait then, before he's going back to what he was doing. Now, Deku, he does see this as his chance. Kirk is here. He literally just popped in. Now, Deku, he does walk over to Kirk. As the guy, he does see him, and he's kind of surprised. Upon meeting Deku, and after what he has heard about him, this is the guy who's the Hulk. He's the one who fought All Might a few years ago, right? But looking at him now, it's just. Wow. Okay. Now, Kirk, he's actually very surprised whenever Deku, he does introduce himself. Kirk actually amazed whenever he does shake his hand and finally he does actually have a stronger grip at least. So, you're the Hulk? Actually, I'm Zuko Midoriya. Okay, and that didn't answer my question. You're the Hulk, right? Uh, well, you see that's kind of complicated. The whole thing is, yeah, basically, but no. Yeah, but no. How does that work? Me and him, we do share a body, but we're separate. Does that make sense? No. Okay. I would try to explain it to you more, but I don't think you understand it at all. I don't understand it now. Anyways, I was hoping to talk to you. Hmm? About what? You want me to take you to a different settlement or something like that? I'm usually asked to take stuff to different places because of how fast I can move. That and usually the supply trips and resupplies take far longer. Uh, well, kind of, yeah. I was hoping to go into the city. Now, Kirk does stare directly at Deku, as he does just look around. Who put you up to this? What? No one. Are you serious? How do you expect me to believe that? Was it Maestro? Was it Abomination? Was it Logan? I know he may have heard something about that, but he usually just turns a blind eye for some whiskey. Who is trying to get me in trouble here? No one. Listen, I've been in this camp for 5 years. I need to get out of here for at least 15 minutes, maybe 20. Okay? I just wanna see the town, okay? As long as I stay calm, the Hulk won't be a problem. Will you be able to stay calm, though? I don't know if you've exactly been to the city in the last couple of years, or seen anything on the news, but that type of place isn't really somewhere for us to go. Even then, villains have been on the rise. Villains? Yeah, mutants. Mutant villains, actually. It's kind of funny, in a way. Apparently, since you popped up, more villains have been getting a lot more restless. Have they? Yup. If one of them can beat All Might, who's to say not all of them can't? Now, Deku, that does kind of concern him. Okay, so apparently he's the cause for a rise in villainy. That's not good. Now, Deku, he does at least have a few things go through his mind with that. As he at least does go to hand out $20 and at least ask Kirk again if he can just drop him off at a city and pick him up in like 30 minutes. Now, Kirk does go to look down at the money. As he does take the money, put it into his pocket, and go to grab onto Deku's shoulder. As he does actually go to lean over Deku's shoulder and try to whisper something to him. Now, Kirk whispers, "Get ready," as the two do immediately pop away. And the moment Deku does look around after they do pop somewhere again, he's kind of surprised. As he's, well, in an old warehouse. Maybe? He's not too sure. Wait, hang on. Where am I? You're in the city. Okay, but I asked you to take me somewhere. Yeah, I did. So wait, hang on. Why are we here? Kirk, pointing in a direction, is just telling Midoriya to turn around. Deku actually looking around as does hear the noise. And see lights flashing? Huh? What is this? Hey, dumbass. This is where every teenager does come here. What? Every teenager comes here to party. Every teenager who's a mutant, that is. Wait, so everybody here's a mutant? I thought we weren't supposed to be out. Not exactly. Some get jurisdiction to go out. Others, they sneak out, like what you just did. Okay, I'm just confused. But what about. Okay, stop right there. I'm gonna give you 30 minutes. I'll be back then. And if you do get caught outside of your home, just know a few things. One, tell me or tell them I took you here and exposed this entire place, and a lot of people will be angry. Two, you'll never get my services again, even if you pay me. Three, and this is very important, snitch on me and ruin my thing, we're gonna have a problem. Number four, this place here is all the mutant teenagers have. Many of us, including me, like to come here to sneak away. We don't like being inside those walls. So, Hulk, as I'll call you for right now, welcome to the mutant party. We call this the place for the new mutants. So, have a beer, have some shots or whatever, and relax. Everybody here is different, you know? Now, Deku, he does find this to be kind of surprising. Everybody here's a mutant. Now, Deku, he does start to at least look around the place a bit more. He didn't really realize it, but there's actually a lot of things going on here. There are lights flashing everywhere, there's loud music playing. And from what he can see, there's at least a lot of other teenagers partying and doing stuff, including dancing. Now, you do actually have where many of the teenagers here, they're just doing some dumb stuff and playing games. As there is actually one of our people, they're talking about a certain race to do. Or at least a competition where someone's supposed to break down a wall. Now, you actually do have Deku. Whoever this competition was brought up, he was holding a beer. And he was trying to drink it. It tasted pretty bad. And it was at least cold. But there was actually whenever somebody they did actually ask if this guy wants to participate. Deku kinda confused as the person actually grabbed him by his wrist and started to pull onto him. Deku being pulled into a competition as everybody they do see the teams. As you have a guy with glasses on, you have a guy who he has some sort of smoke coming off of him, and then you do have Deku. These are the male participants. And they're supposed to be what? Now, Deku is told by his teammate, who does appear to be a girl with white hair on the top of her head, that right now she needs a teammate, and he seems to be the only one here who came alone. Okay, what's going on? Okay, Scrawny, what you're gonna need to do is quite kind of simple. Take this keg here and roll it all the way down there, if you can. Okay, I'm confused though. What's the point of this? Okay, the point of it is to try and get this there as fast as possible. Hell, throw it if you can. I doubt you could. No. Deku, he actually is standing there, as he does try to think on those words. Throw it? No. The moment everybody does hear go, Deku just watches the two guys do start to roll the kegs. And Deku does just stand there looking at his own. As Deku is going to grab it by both ends and going to directly lift it up into the air. Him actually going to twist his body as he's going to throw it right out in front of him, sending it flying. And everybody there are kind of surprised. The keg gets sent flying 50 feet through the air and smashes right through a wall. As Deku, he's just standing there, and everybody there, they do start to look at him. Now, you do actually have the two guys who do come walking up, as they actually do congratulate Deku. After at least a brief moment of silence and then a whole yeah type thing happened, there actually was where Deku, whenever he was getting crowded around, people started to at least try to ask his name, since many of them were given nicknames that they even use for mutant identities. Now, Deku, he does try to come up with a name. Okay, so what's your name? My name is Come on, dude, tell us your name. What do they call you? What are you? Now, Deku, he does start to get a bit angry. And he's starting to get just overwhelmed for a second. As Deku, he does start to have a panic attack. Now, the moment this actually does happen, there is whenever they do go to grab Deku. And they do start to directly pull him out of the scene. Now, as Deku was being pulled away, there actually was where they started to be a bit confused. This guy was standing there, and really, he just started to get a bit taller. And from what some of the girls said, whenever he was walking out with that other person, he seemed to have a bit more muscle on him. Now, you do actually have outside, in an alleyway where Deku and this person are both standing. And the person is trying to ask him if he's good, as they do stare at Deku with his eyes glowing in the dark. I'm not used to the attention. It's just new. Come on. Her turning around, as Rogue does step forwards asking him if he's really all that bad at this. Huh? Bad at this? I just... Come on. You've never socialized with anybody? You can't be serious. Besides, your name, your powers. They gotta classify you as something, right? What do they call you? Now, Deku, he at least does have his eyes both start to glow, as he does shout Hulk in sort of a monstrous voice. Now, Deku, he does actually go to try and bring his hand up, covering his face. Stay calm, stay calm, stay calm. Now, the moment Hulk was said, Rogue actually did go to take a step backwards, since she's heard about that guy. Now, it just comes as quite a shock to them. This guy's the Hulk? Wait, this guy seriously can't be it. Now, you do actually have Rogue, who she is actually going to take off one of her gloves and step forward to Deku, asking if he really is the Hulk. Huh? Yeah, just stay away from me for a minute. I'm not calm. Just stop. Now, she is going to reach out her hand, directly going to grab onto Deku's wrist, as she does start to see some of his memories. Now, you do actually have her where her eyes, they do actually go to shoot green, as she actually just throw her head back somewhat and start to look through Deku's mind. And she can see some of these memories, some of the things Deku's experienced, not just as a Zuko, but as the Hulk. The fight with All Might, the memories of his dad, the events that changed his life. And even as the Hulk, she does see the fight with All Might, and even the numerous encounters with other mutants. Before she does actually go to let go of Deku's hand, and actually somewhat go to step backwards. As she does so, Deku, he actually is staying there, somewhat confused, holding his hand up to his head. As his mind, he does start to hear at least one simple thing. Because of this lapse in memory, thanks to Rogue, Deku, he feels something knocking on the door. He feels like he can hear his dad pounding on the door and screaming at him. And then there's that simple voice. That voice is something he doesn't like to hear. And there actually is where Rogue should just watch Deku. Deku, the moment he does actually move backwards and smash into the stairs, as Rogue did smashing the wall behind her, somewhat denting into it, she had stared at Deku as she did actually see his eyes shoot completely dark green and light up. Now, Rogue, she immediately does step forwards, running past Deku, immediately going to kick the door off its hinges by accident. As the door just flare open and smash across the room, people do stare directly at it. Rogue stepping in and informing them that the guy they just met was the Hulk, and that she needs help over here. Now, everybody, they heard that through the loud music. As you do actually have where Rogue does try to step forwards, or outside, and directly try to confront Deku once more. As you do actually have where Deku, whenever he does turn and go to look up at her, he does go to throw up a larger green hand, as Deku's skin is still starting to turn green, and the veins are pumping green blood. Now, everybody they do stare at Rogue, as the pandas go to pull her outwards before throwing her back into the empty building. Her smashing into some walls and actually tumbling over a few things. As she's gonna get back up and stand. Now, she actually is gonna look down at her own body. She feels the durability increase, the strength, and, well, from what she just saw, that should have really hurt her. But even right now, she feels like she just, well, was pricked by a needle. Is this how this guy feels all the time? Now, everyone does watches the Hulk just come busting straight through the wall where the door frame was. As he does walk in and just shout that Hulk just want to be left alone. Now, everybody they're just staring at this. As someone they do want to cheer on the Hulk, and then some do want to cheer on Rogue, since she copied his powers. Now, the two do go rushing in, as you do actually have Kirk, who he's currently sitting on the metal beam right above the battlefield. I'm actually going to pull out a cigarette and go to pull out a lighter, as he at least does look at the insignia on it, before going to bring out the lighter and quickly click it downwards for a cigarette. Well, at least this will be entertaining. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And I do know that this series does seem kind of weird, but I'm trying to make it a bit more down to earth than my regular Marvel Deku, or my Void Deku. Actually, I might put a poll up on my community tab. That's a better idea, actually. I'm gonna go do that.